The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Marquette University Sports Network.
On the Marquette University Golden Eagles Sports Network. From Learfield, this has been Wintrust coverage of Marquette basketball. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official bank of Marquette. Also brought to you by these Marquette Athletics champion partners. Aurora Healthcare, the healthcare choice of Marquette Athletics. Pepsi Zero Sugar, the official soft drink of Marquette University. Game day deserves Pepsi. And by Wintrust, the official bank of Marquette. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Marquette University Golden Eagles Sports Network.
We've arrived at yet another NFL postseason. And once again, the Green Bay Packers are in the field. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't always been clean. But they're still playing football in January. And this time, it brings them to Chicago.
Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town.
The oldest rivalry in the league. And somehow, this is only the third time it's ever shown up in the playoffs. 1941.
Chicago's Wrigley Field is always jammed for a Green Bay Packers game. And this one promises to be a real thriller.
2010.
On third down and 5, pressure. Pass is picked off, and who is it? Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown.
And now, 2025. They just played twice in December. Green Bay took the first one.
Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
Chicago answered in the second.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win!
Each team's last regular season win came against the other. So no build-up needed, no introduction necessary. It's do or die at Soldier Field. The team you most want to send home, and the team you least want to be sent home by. The matchup is even. The history is not. It's Packers-Bears Wildcard weekend on Saturday night. Win or go home.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Here's Alex Strouf.
Away we go, Wild Card weekend. It's Packers-Bears, the rubber match in the 2025 season. I've been anxious for 6 days. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you here on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Before we get to our fellas, I'm in studio with Gabe Neitzel, who I really like the hat selection from him today. His hat reads Conference Champions 2010. Of course, the last time these two teams met in the postseason was the 2010 NFC Championship game. We know what happened in that game. We know what happened 2 weeks later when the Packers were triumphant in Super Bowl 45. I assume that was not a blind hat pick today.
It was not. No,
Okay.
no, it was not a blind hat selection. Shout out to our guy Blue, who was playing in that game.
Indeed, when he became the youngest player to ever start in a Super Bowl and ultimately win a Super Bowl in Super Bowl 45. We'll get to Blue in just a moment because I want a player perspective on a game like this because the last time it happened, well, as you mentioned, Blue played in it. But for John Anderson, who was not alive in 1941 despite popular belief, he was alive in 2010 and he is alive in 2025. It just feels a little different, doesn't it, J.A., when it's Green Bay and Chicago in the postseason?
Well, I mean, unlike everybody else, I've lived it once, It does seem odd that it's taken this long, but then again, the NFL, restricted playoffs for a while to really good teams. Now they let anybody in, right? The 8 and 9 Panthers can get in. So I guess that's why we are more apt to see it 15 years later than rather having to wait 69 or whatever it was between them. So, but I would tend tell you, I don't know that this is the rubber game, right? Like, I think this is the game. Like, I think it wipes out a lot of the other stuff, one way or the other. This one, I don't know that this one is equally weighted as you just have taken 2 out of 3 if you win this. I get it. You get the ultimate one, but
sure.
Like if the Packers can win this, I don't know that the Bear fans walk around as pridefully with their NFC North Championship T-shirt on, So in a lot of ways, this trumps out everything, which is what the Packers need, right? They need to be. You want to talk about needing to start a new season at 0-0 and see where it goes. The way December went, they need this in a big way, regardless if it's the Bears or not. But as I understand it, whether it is December, January, any of the month, the Bears still, and I guess now the suck is in all caps.
Today it especially is. I'm with you on that. The Bears still suck. Shout out to the Happy Schnapps combo. Let's go to Bryan Bulaga, the former Packers right tackle, the Super Bowl champion, who is always with us for our road games here on Green Bay Game Day. Blue, the last time these two teams met in the playoffs, we've mentioned it a few times. You played in that game. And obviously it was an NFC championship game, so the stakes a little bit higher than a wild card round like it is today. But bring us back to that, because as big of a game as that was, right, winning here in the Super Bowl, I imagine there was just a little bit of extra animosity, a little bit of extra angst because of who the opponent was.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it heightened a little bit because we beat them in the final week of the season to get into the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, they remember, but they forget that the Bears could have knocked us out in Lambeau and ended us even getting into that in the last game of the season. So as we beat them to get in and they start to see us, obviously that was, I think, our 4th straight win, and we start to get hot in the playoffs and we beat Philly. Then we go to the 1 seed and beat Atlanta. They're kind of going, okay, what did we do here? Why did we, this was not a good decision to allow them to get in. And they played all their guys. I mean, I remember Tillman, Urlacher, Briggs, Julius, like we played them all. They did everything they could to try to keep us out. So that was building from the final week of the season. And it was, I don't want to say it was inevitable, but it kind of was. It kind of was inevitable that was going to take place once we beat Atlanta. That was kind of going to be the end-all be-all was in Chicago. And when we walked out there for the national anthem, and I hope the same guy's singing the national anthem tonight. He's the best guy that sings the national anthem.
The guy who does it at the Blackhawks games too?
Yes. It's absolutely electric. I mean, that place, it was cold that night, late afternoon and into the night. But when that guy started singing, man, like goosebumps immediately. Like, that place was absolutely insane that day. And you could feel all that building from the time we went out there for warm-ups to the time that ball kicked off in the national anthem. It was just an absolute electric atmosphere. And I imagine it's going to be very similar today because, like, this was essentially building, right? Like, this is what this was going to be. I feel like whether Green Bay won the division or Chicago won the division, this was going to be what we saw in round 1 regardless. So I think this atmosphere and the intensity of this game is going to be very, very high. Like it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of hitting. I think it's going to be a very violent game. And I like, that's kind of what you expect in round 3 of a matchup like this. Like, especially when they've played twice in 3 weeks, essentially. And now here you go again, a couple weeks later. Like, this is going to be a very intense, violent, hard-hitting game, and this is what as a player you want. This is playoff football, and it's against your division rival. So strap up, buckle in, let's go.
Let's go, indeed. Sorry to report, Blue, it is not Jim Cornelison tonight.
They ruined it. They ruined it. They just
at Soldier Field. It is a woman by the name of Gina Miles. Singing the national anthem.
I'm sure she's great. But she's not Jim. She's not Jim. Just not even close. I already know it. Doesn't matter.
I already know it, he says. Already know it. Already know it. Hey, Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's known for great vodka, giving back and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you here as we continue to preview Packers-Bears across ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. We have to have the Matt LaFleur conversation. A new piece of news comes out from Ian Rappaport. We will get into that coming up next. Rob Demovsky will join us from Soldier Field in the 4 o'clock hour, and we've got you covered all afternoon long. It's do or die. It's win or go home. It's Packers, Bears in the wild card round of the playoffs. We continue to talk about it next on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dinner chaos? Not tonight. Not when you got Screamin' Sicilian Detroit-style pizza on the table. It's got a thick and airy crust, that crispy, caramelized edge, tons of toppings baked into perfection right in its own pan. Available in cheese. You got the pepperoni, the multi-meat. Supreme is fantastic, all delicious. Every bite brings a little peace and harmony to the table. It's Screamin' Sicilian Detroit-style. Dinner drama diffused. Find it in your local grocer's freezer section.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Pregame or call 800-339-7417. That's 800-339-7417.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, rolls on ahead of Packers-Bears. It is Wildcard weekend in the NFL. Early game going on right now. The Panthers deep in the red zone, but currently trail the 5-seeded Rams in Carolina 14-0 in the second quarter. Keep an eye on that one throughout for you as well. There's only 2 games today. It's this one, and obviously the Packers and Bears is your nightcap, a 7 o'clock kickoff. If you are locally in Green Bay or Milwaukee or Chicago, you will get it on local television. If you are not, if you're in Madison, sorry, you're going to need to watch it on Amazon Prime. That's the way it goes in 2025, I guess. Speaking of the way it goes.
There's always a wild card game that's going to be streamed. It's been on Prime. It's been on Peacock.
Yeah.
It's the way of the world.
Didn't have that problem in 1941, did you?
Barely got it on the radio in 1941.
I'm not sure if it was on TV in 1941.
But he's right. He is right. No argument from me. Hey, this piece of news from Ian Rappaport of NFL Network this morning saying that the Packers and Matt LaFleur are going to meet after the season ends, whether that's today, whether that's next week, whether that's after the Super Bowl, about his contract extension. Here's more from Rappaport on NFL Network.
Thanks, Stacey. One of the lingering storylines for the Green Bay Packers this season, what to make of the job status of Matt LaFleur, who has the final year of his deal coming in 2026. My understanding, Matt LaFleur, one of the best coaches in the NFL, not coaching for his job today. He's not going to be judged by the next 4 quarters. Instead, the Packers, led by CEO Ed Policy, who, by the way, has worked with LaFleur for the last 7 years, plan to meet with LaFleur shortly after the season to begin work on a new contract extension. My understanding is the hope from both sides is to remain together for the long term. Meanwhile, for the Los Angeles Rams.
There you have it from Ian Rappaport on NFL Network. The hope is to remain together for the foreseeable future for Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers, which is good news because we lacked a lot of clarity all week, especially now that you see a quarter of the teams in the National Football League lack a head coach as of this moment. 8 firings over the course of, the season plus the last week. Well, that's good. I think, Gabe, your gut reaction to Ian Rappaport on NFL Network this morning.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing. Matt LaFleur's a really good coach, and I think you would have a hard time replacing him. I don't think the Packers are in a spot kind of like the Ravens were, where after 18 years, it just kind of felt like it was time for John Harbaugh. Now, reports obviously coming out afterwards but even before, about the relationship between him and Lamar Jackson. Like, there was some smoke there. Jeff Hafley, earlier this week, talking about how much he loves working for Matt LaFleur. It seems like he's got a good relationship with everybody in the locker room. So that day is not today to me in terms of, LaFleur still has the locker room, hasn't lost the locker room. And the Packers, I think, are still going in the right direction. One of 6 teams to make the playoffs each of the last 3 seasons. So this, I think, is the right thing. And I'm glad it's out there that you can remove all doubt that, hey, he ain't coaching for his job. Doesn't matter how these next 4 quarters go.
Bryan Bulaga, curious on your perspective of this whole thing. Matt LaFleur has made the playoffs 6 of his 7 years in Green Bay, including this season. I've viewed some of the talk of his potential exit a little bit asinine, but curious on your perspective on this whole thing as Rappaport gives us some clarity on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling this was going to be the case. There was going to be no way he was coaching for his job this evening. That was not going to be that was just out of the picture. It really was. And I'm with Gabe. Like, he's a good football coach. Like, good football coaches. And this isn't anything about Harbaugh, but that's a completely different situation and how it was. Let's just say it was deteriorating, right? I mean, when the reports start coming out that he and the quarterback don't get along, that's normally not going to end well. They're going to side with the quarterback 100% of the time. Let's just call that what it is, right? Like that's just the case. That has nothing to do with Harbaugh being a good coach, but good coaches just don't get fired when they make the playoffs. Like, it's normally, it's happened a couple times that I can remember, Schottenheimer and Lovie Smith, and that normally doesn't end well for franchises. When you move on from that, it normally doesn't end well, and it ends in a constant cycle of turnover and turnover and turnover, which we all know the team we're playing tonight is one of those teams that do that. Like, that's kind of their MO. And you don't want that reputation for your franchise. You don't want your players to go through that. it's not good for anyone. And Green Bay's never done that. Like, that's just not what Green Bay does. I mean, they're very consistent. They like to stick by their coach, especially if they're making the playoffs. Like, that's normally like what you're looking for as a franchise. So I never bought into that. Listen, people maybe call me biased because I played for Matt. I like Matt. I like the way he operates things in the building. But he's just not someone you let go. Like, I mean, there's been no reason to let him go. I mean, and honestly, like, I think he wins the division if Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft stay healthy. I think this isn't even like all these discussions or all these what ifs aren't even there if a couple players stay healthy throughout the season. Like, I really do. I think if Jordan Love doesn't get hurt in Chicago, they beat Chicago, then they probably beat Baltimore. And even without Micah and without Tucker Kraft. So, like, that's just my whole view of it. It doesn't shock me that they're going to figure this out. It'll probably be a 3-year extension, so that makes it 4 total on his deal, and that'll be that. Now, Hafley's that's another discussion to be had at another day, and where he's going to end up. But for the key piece, which is Matt LaFleur, he was never going to be going anywhere. No chance.
Yeah, I hear you on that. John Anderson, curious on your perspective on all of this.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's rocket science news that came out of there that we're all just, oh my gosh. I hope everybody coaches and plays today like their job's on the line. I'd like to see that sense of urgency from the group. Hopefully that is the case. I do wonder, though, is there anything that could get in the way of that? I think if he wins today, then we are looking at perhaps a longer extension. I think if he loses today, that comes into question. How long do you tie yourself here? We have seen what turnover does in this league as opposed to stability, which is, you can get as mad as you want at Harbaugh or as mad as you want at Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, and you look at those run and go, okay, but how about for 20 years you go 3 times? How do you feel about that now that you're mad that, that happens and you run that risk? LaFleur's proven himself, but I do wonder if there's anything that gets in the way of that, if there is some sort of embarrassing loss, or if they go in and goes, listen, I need 3 years to get this done, and policy says, well, what if it's, what if one's the offer, or we can meet you at 2 and now you have 3. So while I think it's obvious that they were going to enter into these discussions, I do wonder if there's anything in there that could foul these discussions up, and whether that's a performance today. I don't think it's a control issue, right? I think LaFleur has never chafed under the decisions he gets to make or the way the structure works with the GM and the president, but we don't know if policy is going to kind of keep how that's going to work. So I do think there's some things to consider that outside of the 4 quarters that they will play today, that we'll wait and see. Like, I think he's happy. I think from LaFleur's side, I think he's happy. I think he likes the way things work. But if they upset that status quo in some way, I am wondering if there are things out there that could make this more difficult than we all go, well, of course it's a slam dunk. He makes playoffs 6 out of 7 years. Why would you get rid of a successful coach and move on? So I don't know that there aren't a few bumps or potholes that we should look out for on the road to an extension.
We can certainly ask Rob and Jason about this when they join us coming up here shortly. But I guess for me, John, the way that Ian is reporting this, I'm looking into it as they're keeping the structure the same. And I know Rob has talked about how he's heard maybe they change it up. The fact that Gutekunst isn't named in this report as, these conversations are going to happen between Goody and LaFleur. No, these are conversations that are, and specifically Ed Policy is named. It makes me think, or it leads me to believe, that the structure is going to be the same.
Well, you point that out, and I think it's a really good point by you. I guess I'm curious from your perspective, though, Gabe, as Packers fan. Are you okay with that?
I am okay with that. I am old school where I want the Ron Wolf, the Ted Thompson, GM, head coach. But as long as these two are together in Gutekunst and LaFleur, I think you have to keep it the same. I don't want to see any sort of struggling power dynamic if one's elevated over the other. Keeping them the same as long as they're here together. Mm-hmm. If you end up firing, one of them or both of them at some point in the future, then you can switch it up if you want. But I think as long as these two are tied here with the success that they've had, I would not want to rock that.
I was going to say, seemingly they seem to work well together in the current situation they're in. So I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. On YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee, David says, thank you, John. Just because you're reassured should not result in being less prepared or intense. John Anderson, point one to him with a good point here on Green Bay Game Day. All right, we will certainly ask Rob Demovsky about this. Got plenty else to talk about with Rob Demovsky as we get ready for Packers-Bears, the third time ever in the postseason between these two teams. 1941, 2010, and 2025, the three playoff matchups in the oldest rivalry in the National Football League. We talked to Rob Demovsky, who was live at Soldier Field. Coming up next, it's Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Ben Brust here for Iron Jock. It's a new year, and that means new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh, no matter how hard you push. Right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your orders over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author, and founder of the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? Stop running your business on a wing and a prayer. Or if you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
we go. Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Rolls on. ESPN Wisconsin, 620 WTMJ, and on YouTube. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga with you at a Packers-Bears here in the Wildcard round of the playoffs Saturday night on Amazon Prime. Joining us now is our buddy, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year. He is the bold, he is the bald, he is the beautiful. He is ESPN's Rob Demovsky, joining us now on Green Bay Game Day. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Good, Alex. How are you?
Anxious, nervous. I have butterflies in my stomach. My hair's getting grayer by the moment. That's where I'm at, to be real honest with you, Rob.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's been 15 years since this last happened, where these two teams saw each other in the postseason. I imagine, even from your perspective as a guy who's doing the storytelling, this is unique as heck, and it is really fun to see these two teams match up in the postseason.
Yeah, there's a definite vibe and energy in this, in this city and around the stadium. I mean, I think we talked a couple of weeks ago about, is this the biggest Packers-Bears game in a while when they were playing down here a couple of weeks ago on that Saturday night? And yes, it was. And now this has trumped it by tenfold. So definitely a great theater, a great stage for whatever we're about to see tonight.
Well, let's start with the wide receivers, Rob. So Dontavian Wicks down with the concussion. They elevate somebody off the practice squad. A couple of weeks ago, Stenavich told us Matthew Golden wasn't going to play a significant role in the postseason. So they're just going to roll with the top three a lot in Watson, Dobbs, and Jaden Reed?
First of all, Gabe, I think Stenavich probably wishes he had that back. I think it was probably poor.
I know the head coach wishes he had it back.
Yes, he did. I think what he meant was, look, we got three guys that are going to be, featured more prominently, and Matthew Golden's going to get a few snaps here and there. But I'll tell you what, it only takes a few snaps to make a play. So now, if you're going to tell me that Isaiah Nayor, who was elevated from the practice squad, is ahead of Matthew Golden in the rotation tonight, then that's an issue. I don't think that's the case. But until I see it, I don't know that I can say, yes, Matthew Golden's going to be a big part of this game plan.
John, Brian?
I want to know if there are any lingering effects from the hit on Jordan Love, both with him or between the two teams.
Well, that's a great question, John. With him, I don't think so. But, the week after that happened, it was a big topic around Lambeau that nobody came to his defense, and no one, jumped up and drilled the guy. So what I wonder, and, what I would think should not happen because the stakes are too high, is somebody to try to, get back for that 2 weeks later and hit somebody after the whistle just to prove something, because, this isn't hockey in the regular season when that stuff happens. This is a playoff game, and a 15-yard penalty can hurt you big time in a playoff game. So I would definitely keep my eye on that early and keep my eye on, when was it 94 for the Bears? Austin Booker is out there.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see early if somebody does. And if they do, they better be pretty sly about it, because I don't think this is the time to just prove I'm a tough guy. This is the time to be smart and not do anything to hurt your team.
Yep. Rob, besides obviously scoring touchdowns, what do you think the key for Green Bay's offense is going into this? Do you think it's establishing the ground game? Do you think it's Jordan Love taking care of the football, not giving Chicago extra possessions? Because obviously that's what they're going to want to do, is get extra possessions, chew away clock, run the ball. That's going to be their MO. Which way are you leaning on? Going to be the key for this one?
Yeah, all that stuff's important, but here's something that I think might be a difference maker. And what were they, 0 for 5 in the red zone here a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Josh Jacobs was so good in the red zone for most of the first, 2/3 of the season. They need to get back to that. Josh Jacobs in the red zone needs to be a thing. And I think that could be a difference maker for them. Obviously, he's got to hold on to the football, can't turn it over. but he's pretty good down there, and they need to score touchdowns down there. I think Josh Jacobs could be a big factor in this game, and he told us this week this is the best he's felt in 6 weeks with the knee injury. So playing him or not playing him last week against Minnesota seems to have had a positive effect on him. So I would keep an eye on him and see if they can get him going in the red zone.
Rob Demovsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Rob, I know we're talking about all this and kind of beating around it, but this whole rust idea, I know it was something you talked with Jordan Love about this week. Any concerns where, he hasn't taken a live snap, you mentioned it, since he was hit by Austin Booker back on December 20th. Is there any real concern, or are they downplaying that quite a bit in the building?
Yeah, I mean, big time downplaying it. And I guess we'll see if he comes out sharp or not. And, I mean, that's a long time to go without playing live football. And I know they practiced ones against ones for a while, but, it's a lot different when Austin Booker's chasing you down and he's not going to pull up and he's not going to just tap you. I think there's an, concern there. Everyone, of course, has said the right things. And what are they going to do? Say, oh, yeah, I'm really worried about the rust factor. So now Jordan Love discounted it pretty quickly. He just, very simple answer, said, nope, I don't have any concerns about that at all.
So, Rob, earlier today, the NFL Network and Ian Rappaport had the report out there that whenever the season ends, that the Packers and Matt LaFleur are going to sit down. Yeah. He's not coaching for his job today. Were you surprised by that at all? And the other thing about that is maybe I'm looking too much into it. Ed Policy specifically named in that. And because Ed Policy is going to be talking with LaFleur, that leads me to believe that the structure is also going to stay the same this offseason, where LaFleur and Goody are going to be on the same level.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, Gabe. I don't know about any of those things. I mean, right now, Ed Policy is Matt LaFleur's boss, so of course they're going to talk after the season, and that was the plan all along. They've never really extended coaches or GMs until they don't do it with 2 years out. They do it with a year out. So, and that report, yes, they are going to talk. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come to an agreement, right? I mean, what if Matt LaFleur asks for things that the Packers aren't willing to give? And it doesn't necessarily 100% mean that Matt LaFleur is going to be back. It does sound like they're not going to fire him. But Matt LaFleur, Ed Policy could say, you know what, Matt, you guys went 9-7-1. You won a playoff game, or you didn't win a playoff game, but I think you're going in the right direction, but we're only going to do a 1-year extension, so you got 2 years left. And Matt could say, forget that, So I don't think it's solved and set in stone. The other thing, too, they need to get the LaFleur situation settled first. I mean, that's the most important thing. And if they are going to change the structure, they have to change Brian Gutekunst's contract. It's written in his contract that he reports to that both guys report to the president, and that he does not have the power over the coach. So it's a little bit of a semantic thing there, but you can't, unless you change Goody's contract, Ed Policy still has it now. I mean, they could do an extension with LaFleur, and certainly Ed would talk to Goody about it and make sure he's okay with it, and then he could still give the power back to Goody. Now, if Goody says, I want the power and I'm not going to keep him as coach, then you got a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a problem. I mean, do you see Goody in any way not wanting to keep Matt LaFleur as the coach if he does have the reins of that decision?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we know that. I mean, I don't. There's nothing that I've seen to make me think that, but we don't really know. I mean, I think I don't know if anybody knows, other than if Goody was given that choice, what he would do, because he's right now not in that position. So I don't know that it's necessarily anything that many people have talked with him about, but it certainly would be interesting, Brian. I don't know. I couldn't tell you one way or another. It seems like they get along, but I can't tell you that for sure.
So in the past, if there have been things, changes, it's been, Barry's got to go. We got to find a DC. There have been things like that. We have blamed so much of what's happened this season on injuries. Are there things out there within the organization that Matt LaFleur needs to change, the organization coaching-wise, or something like that needs to change, that we've just kind of glossed over or have been masked because we just go, there's injuries?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, John. I do think there's issues in the offensive coaches room. I think, I'm not saying that Adam Stenavich isn't a good offensive coordinator. He may be, but, maybe he needs somebody with some new, fresh ideas on offense. And maybe Adam Stenavich is a really, really good offensive line coach, and that they're missing a good offensive line coach. I mean, there's a lot of things there that I think could happen, with LaFleur, assuming he comes back. And I mean, I don't even know that we have to even talk about special teams anymore, because we've beaten that horse to death. So there's issues. It looks like they got the defensive coordinator right, and they may lose the defensive coordinator. So it's not smooth sailing by any means.
It's very clear as Rob Demovsky joins us here on Green Bay Game Day. There will have to be some changes, whether they choose to make those changes or not this offseason, with 8 head coaching openings. Very large chance Jeff Hafley gets one of them. And there's obviously a Rich Bisaccia discussion to be had, which I think they want to have less than we do. So we will see as all that comes to a close, or comes to a start, I guess, when the season comes to a close. But hopefully that's not for a few weeks as we preview Packers-Bears here on Green Bay Game Day with Rob Demovsky. So, Rob, I hate to bring this name up because I wanted to be positive for most of the pregame show. Okay. But I do want to talk about Rashawn Gary.
I was about to say, this is clearly a Rashawn Gary question.
I really think he needs to do something, whether that's one TFL or one sack, to make a serious impact on this game, because the Packers have to find a way to manufacture pressure on Caleb Williams to win this game on the road. What's the commentary surrounding Rashawn Gary's season? I know a couple weeks ago he said he thought he was having a good season, but I'm curious what other people are saying about number 52.
Yeah, I mean, in the locker room there, everyone says, we believe in him. He's going to make plays. He's made plays. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't remember very many. But he needs to make a play, or someone in that impact position needs to make a major play, because I don't know that you win this game without forcing, a big momentum shift type of play. I think they're capable of doing it, but they, whether it comes from Rashawn Gary, I'm not sure I'd hold my breath on that. Why all of a sudden is it going to change now when it hasn't been, he's been ineffective in terms of splash plays really since the end of October. So somebody better come up with one. I just don't know if I would go to the betting window and take a slip out on him, over 1/2 sack. I don't know that I'd put any money on that.
Probably a good choice by you. All right, Rob, we'll let you go on this. I know for most of the season I said, what are you looking for, rather than asking you your game prediction. We're going to go back to what I used to ask you. Will we talk to you again next week on Green Bay Game Day?
Yeah, I think they win today, Stroufy. I really do. I think next week's an altogether different story.
We worry about next week, Rob.
Okay, then I think we will be. Short answer.
Short answer, as always. Rob, we really appreciate the time. I don't think this is the last time either, but if it is, we appreciate your time every week, bringing us up to date on all things green and gold. Appreciate you, buddy, and hope to talk to you next week.
All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you.
That's the great Rob Demovsky. Read him at ESPN.com. See him on ESPN TV and hear him across ESPN Wisconsin throughout the Packers season. We need a hero. If anybody says Rashawn Gary, I will be shocked. We will name the guys who we think need to be heroes for the Packers to get a wild card win in Chicago over the 2-seeded Bears. That is coming up next, presented by Network Health, right here on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Homer here for Window Nation. Winters can be brutal here in Milwaukee, and if you're cold in your home, even with the heat on, your old windows are a problem. Window Nation can help. Right now, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale, you can get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's easy to get the right windows to fit your home and budget. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Right now, schedule a consult at windownation.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris sit down with Josiah and the rest of the Johnson family. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Get ready for kickoff with great deals on football party favorites all this week at Sendik's. Check out Sendik's Natural Black Angus Ground Sirloin for just $5.99 per pound. Perfect for chili, burgers, and even upscale nachos. 2-pound bags of large cooked or raw clean 31 to 40 count shrimp are just $17.99 per bag. That's less than $10 per pound. And don't miss Sendik's homemade taco dip trays for just $6.99 per pound. Let Sendik's help you score big at your game day party. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
It's a new year, and everyone's talking resolutions. Eat better, move more, give up everything fun. Yeah, Carbless says you don't have to do that part, because when you reach for a Carbless, you're choosing a better for you cocktail. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, only 100 calories, and full of flavor, you can stay on track with your New Year's resolutions without having to commit to dry January. Start 2026 with balance, not guilt. Your goals matter, and your fun does too. Carbless, your New Year's first good decision.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Toscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Yeah, Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, ESPN's John Anderson, and the Super Bowl champion, Bryan Bulaga, hanging out with you. Will Summers running the show for us, as always, despite the ugly colors he is donning today. The Illinois boy rocking his Bears sweatshirt behind the glass. Don't like to see that, but it is what it is. I guess we got to put up with it.
Can't you do something about that guy?
I mean, we could kick him out and I could produce the show, but I think I'd rather make him work.
Oh, no, that would suck. Please don't do that.
Nicely done. It's time now for I Need a Hero, where each of us select a player we believe needs to step up for the Packers to advance to the divisional round against the Seattle Seahawks. I Need a Hero is presented by Network Health. Network Health, honored to serve many veteran members and also proud to count veterans among their employees because they are based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind at Network Health. All right, I Need a Hero, Bonnie Tyler. John Anderson, who comes to mind for you? Who needs to step up for the Packers to continue their ownership of the Bears?
Well, you just told me that I can't pick Rashawn Gary, and I was about to just put the heat on him and just say those guys, somebody up there has to outperform what they have done all season long.
But I didn't say you can't pick Rashawn Gary. I just said I would be shocked if somebody picks Rashawn Gary. I didn't say you couldn't pick him.
I don't think there's anybody that is more deserving of having to be a hero that needs to, right? Like, we have put up with this nothingness for the longest time. And I think this is, do something about it. And that said, right, when they went to Soldier Field the first time on the 20th, and they did the first time, right? No Micah, okay, life, it's terrible. They were great. They were great for 50 some odd minutes, 55 minutes. And then they kind of, again, lost their mind. I'd like to see that whole thing happen. If they can match that kind of defensive performance again, then they're going to be all right. But I think somebody there has to be, we can't go, oh, Micah Parsons not there. Because in that case, they're playing with essentially the same line for the most part. There's other injuries interior. But for the most part, the same group they had last year. Okay, go be good enough to beat the Bears, which you did last year, and do it again. So I think he has to be, because I can't pick myself to big Lucas Van Ness. That's literally like going, here's my $100. Let it ride on the Panthers to win the Super Bowl. I'm good. So I'm not going to go there, but I do think this is a spot for Gary and the line. And as slippery as Williams is, I think the whole defensive effort lands on those guys up front. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it.
Maybe, but maybe not. Somebody needs to make a play. You're not wrong in that aspect. It's going to be hard to contain this offense, and somebody's going to need to step up.
And that's the thing, right? We always say that. It's kind of like somebody needs to make a play. Or it's Gabe, right? Like you go putt one time. I'm not a one-time guy in the putt. I'm like, I want it all 18 times. I'm not one of these guys who just wants it one time.
One time!
And we keep saying we need them to make a play. Actually, they need to make a bunch.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Don't settle for one. They're going to have to be better than just, because the Packers do a lot of good. They're a really good two-down defensive team. Mm-hmm. It'd be really great if they're a three-down defensive team.
Fair point.
This whole let's make somebody make a play, I need somebody to make 10 plays in that line today. And I don't think that's overstating it. Like, somebody's going to have to be in there and be good enough. You can't have somebody go 6 out of 10 on third down. Like, there's going to have to be more than one play made by these guys. And it has to be those guys with their hand in the dirt that are going to have to get that done.
Good energy, good insight from John Anderson. Let's go to the Super Bowl champ, Bryan Bulaga. I Need a Hero, presented by Network Health.
Yeah, I'm going to be very obvious with this one, and I think I'm probably taking one of your guys. It's got to be Jordan Love. Mm-hmm. Like, he's got to be the guy today, and I truly think that the team's going to go as he goes today, right? Like, I know we heard Rob talk about Josh Jacobs in the red zone and things like that. That's great, but we got to get there, and the guy that's going to get there is Jordan Love. Like, I think he needs to play a really good game, and we could talk about rust, and we could talk about this and that. If they're going to win, that rust has to get shaken off really quick, and he's going to have to perform really well. I mean, it seems like the weather is not as bad as what they said it was going to be, so throwing the football should be okay. So, yeah, I think he has to play a really nice game. I'm not saying he needs to go for 350 or whatever it may be. I'm not saying that. But, like, I just think he needs to be accurate, consistent, on time, make smart decisions when he gets out of the pocket, scrambles, and does things like that. And I think if he plays the way he did against Chicago and Green Bay, they win this game, and it's all good. So to me, it's Jordan Love. It's his game.
Gabe?
Yeah, I agree 100% with Blue, and I'm just going to add to it. It's got to be Jordan Love. If he is the guy that we all believe he is, he goes out there and leads his team to a victory. Because that Bears defense, this is why, if by resting your guys, I was hoping for the Bears. Because shaking off that rust against a Bears defense that's 29th in passing yards per attempt, or a Eagles defense that's really good, right? So I think you should be able to shake off the rust quickly. But two of the big three keys to me for this game is in the red zone, because they were 0 for 5. And I think a big reason why they're 0 for 5 was Malik Willis was the quarterback the majority of the time they were there. Backup quarterback, he's just not going to operate in the red zone as well as your starting quarterback is, especially Jordan, working in the red zone, tighter windows. He's going to be better in that situation, so he's going to be a big key in the red zone. And secondly, the Bears are 2-6 when forcing one or fewer turnovers this year. They thrive on multiple turnovers, and that's when they become more dangerous. So that means Jordan has to play well. Jordan has to take care of the football the way he has the majority of the season, and that's why he is the guy who needs to be the hero. If Jordan Love plays like the Jordan Love we think he is, Packers are winning, and I think they win pretty easily today.
I'm going to throw out a name real quickly, and then we'll get to the Jason Wilde Hour coming up next on Green Bay Game Day. The last 4 games between these two teams, the total margin of victory is 16 points. 16 points in the 2-2 series the last 2 years between these two teams. Very thin. The name I will bring up is Brandon McManus. I know they've been rough in the red zone the last several weeks, the Packers have. I think sometimes they're just going to have to say, hey, we got to take the points. Brandon McManus is going to be crucial in this one, I think, because there is not a large margin of error between these two teams the last 2 seasons. Brandon McManus, my network health. I need a hero. Jason Wilde joins us from Soldier Field for the entire 5 o'clock hour, and I'm actually almost on time this week.
Yeah, that's
the
terrible.
Jason Wilde
What are you
hour
doing?
on Green Bay Game Day is next.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
According to American writer H.L. Mencken, a well-stocked bar can create over 17 billion different cocktails. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. I don't know if 17 billion is accurate or not, but I do know that Discount Liquor is the place to find everything you need to be well-stocked for any occasion. Discount Liquor is Wisconsin's home to over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,500 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines. Our unparalleled selection is rivaled only by our incredible savings and everyday low prices. And we know how to take care of our customers, no matter the occasion. In fact, Discount Liquor has won numerous national and local awards. Visit Discount Liquor at our Milwaukee or Waukesha locations. Family owned and operated since 1960.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow. Check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Kick off the new year with a smarter home and bigger savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows to lock in the warmth, durable roofing, eye-catching siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Start the year off right and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our New Year savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. This deal won't last all winter. Exterior Pros and Baths. New year, new home, done right.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
We've arrived at yet another NFL postseason. And once again, the Green Bay Packers are in the field. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't always been clean. But they're still playing football in January. And this time, it brings them to Chicago.
Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town.
The oldest rivalry in the league. And somehow, this is only the third time it's ever shown up in the playoffs. 1941.
Chicago's Wrigley Field is always jammed for a Green Bay Packers game. And this one promises to be a real thriller.
2010.
On 3rd down and 5, pressure. Pass is picked off. And who is it? Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown.
And now, 2025. They just played twice in December. Green Bay took the first one.
Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
Chicago answered in the second.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win!
Each team's last regular season win came against the other. So no build-up needed, no introduction necessary. It's do or die at Soldier Field. The team you most want to send home, and the team you least want to be sent home by. The matchup is even. The history is not. It's Packers-Bears Wildcard weekend on Saturday night. Win or go home.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Here's Alex Strouf.
No introduction needed, but there's 2 minutes of an introduction for you anyway. Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. I'm Alex Strouf. He is the incomparable Gabe Neitzel. ESPN's John Anderson is here. Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga is here. And joining us from the press box in Soldier Field. If you're not watching on YouTube and you can, get over there because look at this view for Mr. Jason Wilde, the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, with us now on Green Bay Game Day. What's up, Jason?
So I don't need to stand with my back to the field so you guys can see it since I'm in kind of a small box. I forgot. I've been setting this up for the last 20 minutes, and then I realized, hey, I'm in that narrow box. Why am I standing in the middle of the walkway to do this? So we can do it for this, and then I think I might just move to a regular spot.
Whatever you got to do, man. Whatever you got to do. So you heard me say it there in the open, but I don't mean this to call you old, Jason. I just want to add some context. This is your 30th season on the beat of the Packers. 30 years, which is a heck of an accomplishment by you. This is the second time in your career and the second time in all of our lives that we are seeing this matchup in the postseason, despite it being the oldest rivalry in the National Football League. I asked Rob this. I asked Brian and John and Gabe about this. This is just it just feels different, despite it being a wild card matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've taken some slings and arrows for telling our ESPN Wisconsin audiences that I want the Bears to be good and I want Caleb Williams to be good, and I get it. They're Packers fans. They want to be able to chant over and over and over again for the next century, the Bears still suck. I get it. Totally understand it. But for me, as a storyteller and as a reporter, this is my dream scenario, right? I told you during Weekly Wilde that I got a text from Sylvie, our teammate at ESPN Chicago, Mark Silverman, after the game on December 20th. It's a rivalry. It is. And for the bulk of my career covering the team, and remember, if there was a version of me from the 70s and 80s, I don't know if that's Bud Lee, or I'm not as good as Bud Lee was, but the rivalry was the other direction. And maybe there was a Bears writer who was saying, boy, it'd be nice if the Packers weren't crappy all the time. It'd be fun if this rivalry actually meant something. But for 30 years, my first game in this building, it was before the spaceship landed in it, was in 1996. And I remember standing down there and you're looking up at the colonnades and everything else. And I was like, it's pretty cool that I get to do this job for a living. And I've never lost sight of that. But the Packers have largely owned the Bears. And now in their last 4 meetings, it's 2-2. And if this was a 5-game series, this is the one that decides if you win or go home. So this is everything I asked for from this, and I hope we get another decade of it.
What are we anticipating in terms of crowd? Were you able to make your way around the tailgate scene? Is there a lot of Packers fans in Chicago?
So we were, I was a little nervous about the travel, more nervous about the travel back, but we got here really early. Like the parking lot wasn't open yet.
Oh, okay.
So I did see a few people after we parked. They're professionals now. I mean, I understand we don't like Bears fans in Wisconsin, but like they have some pretty serious infrastructure that these people are emptying out of their vans to like set up very elaborate seating areas and buffet lines. I was very impressed by what they were doing. Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
Well, they've had time to, work on this plan.
Yeah, they go out. They usually go out about the third quarter to resume it. Yeah,
so they can rig something up here when it comes down to that. What is the sense of? Like, I don't know that the Bears, God bless, and we talked about that they're all going to print up their NFC North Division shirts. I feel like they are still a bit of an unproven commodity. How they played in the division, how they performed against the Packers, and let's face it, even though I'm emotionally unavailable to talk about what happened in Week 16 still, that is a game that they should have lost. And I don't know if Ben Johnson's playing with this kind of chip on his shoulder, but I don't know that the Bears have convinced anybody they're a great team or a really viable championship threat yet. How do you see them as they enter this game?
Well, first of all, we probably need to break into programming because Bill Huber just wrote that Zack Tom will not play. The inactives are not out yet. So that's suboptimal. And Brian, you and I talked about this, and the vibe I got from him was not optimistic.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in any way surprised by that. It's unfortunate. I would have preferred to have been wrong, but that's less than ideal. Now, to answer your question, for as much grief as Matt LaFleur has gotten for, resting his starters and going in with a 4-game losing streak, the Bears are coming in having lost back-to-back close games in the final minute, which was their specialty for most of the year, right? And maybe I'm just not tuned into the right portions of the Chicago media, but you don't hear them saying, "Oh, I don't know, they're not exactly coming in with momentum," right? So I think the Packers 4-game losing streak, there are extenuating circumstances which I've outlined repeatedly that you can point to. But the bottom line is, all that matters is who plays better today, right? All that matters is, do the Packers actually stop the run? Because God knows they couldn't do it against Baltimore. Can the Packers avoid turnovers? This statistic from ESPN Research just blew me away, that the Bears are 2-6 this year when they get 1 or 0 turnovers in a game. They're obviously, do the math, they're 9-0 when they get 2 or more takeaways. Like that's the whole kit and caboodle there, right? Like if Jordan Love, who has thrown 5 interceptions in essentially his last 5 playoff quarters, because his first of his 2 interceptions in San Francisco came with about 2 minutes left in the third quarter, if you remember. If he can steer clear of that, I like their chances. The question then becomes also, how rusty is he going to be? I was walking by Rob Demovsky. He was talking to you guys in the concourse. He was doing this thing too, where he talks like this because I don't know how the audio was, but he was, I heard him talking about the fact that, he was covering his mouth because it was so loud in the hallway. So my point, but I heard him talking about how dismissive Love was about the idea of rust. And he's right. That's exactly how Jordan Love sounded. That's great, right? And if you're a Packers fan, you're hoping he's 100% right. And they march down the field, and score a couple of touchdowns on their first 2 possessions, right? That would be ideal. I think that would be the best thing that they could do. But that doesn't mean just because he says he's not worried about rust, there's nothing to worry about. Yeah. So, again, there's so many angles to this game that we're all going to be keeping an eye on. Another one of them, besides Zack Tom not playing, is, are they planning on playing Trayvon Diggs extensively as the other corner? because I think Carrington Valentine covered pretty well this year. You know what he didn't do? Tackle very well this year.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of wild cards in this game, and I'm eager to see how those play out, because those will be the things. Another one, they've lost Bo Melton and Zane Anderson the last couple of weeks off their coverage units. Their special teams haven't been great, but that's one area where they've been pretty solid. They're getting maybe Nick Neiman back. We'll have to wait and see if he's active. But, there's another place. Duvernay's a really good return guy. We've seen Packers games both by the Packers, once upon a time with Desmond Howard, and certainly by opposing teams, get big plays on special teams. That's one of those things that can shift the balance of this game like that. So I'm really eager to see how tonight plays out. I think it's going to be fascinating.
Brian, I know you have a question for Jason, but real quick, I just want to get, we heard a very loud sigh, but I want to get your reaction to Zack Tom, the right tackle, out of this game for Green Bay.
Yeah, obviously, Jason had the feeling when we talked on Wednesday, or Thursday when we talked, you had that feeling. Obviously, you don't know until, the inactives come out, but obviously the report is what it is. It must be a bad knee injury. That's really the only thing I can think of that you can't go in a playoff game after you've had since Denver off, right? That's the only thing. So that means that's a meniscus or something that's not going to heal itself. That's not an MCL tear. An MCL tear in 4 weeks, he'd probably be, if it's not 100%, he'd be fine to go. So that's something way worse than just that. So that even makes me alarmed if Green Bay wins today, that next week is probably not in the cards either, because that's what's going to change in a week. I would imagine absolutely nothing. That's just my experience with knee injuries, and I've had a fun time with those, a couple of them.
Fun time, yeah, super fun.
Yeah, I've had a fun time with those. But who do you think they go with then tonight, Jason? Who goes at right tackle?
Stretching right now. They have not started their actual warm-up, so we'll get a clue on that when they start that, as you well know. And to your point about fun times, let's be honest. I don't think Zack Tom has a track record of not playing when he could play, right? So I think the way you put that was
leak that we all knew was a bad idea
correct.
Earlier this year.
Yeah, great point, Gabe.
Yeah.
Great point.
Exactly. Thank you. That was exactly what I was referring to. He even tries to play when he absolutely, positively should not play. So now, I'll say this. I had asked him after the Denver game about it, and he was adamant. He was not. I am not going to tell you, Jason, what's wrong with my knee. Okay. I didn't even ask the question. I came up to him and I said, "Hey, you got a second?" And he said, "I am not going to tell you, Jason, what's wrong with my knee." Okay. Can we talk anyway? I just like to see how you're doing. But so that I took that in that moment as, well, this can't be good, right? Evan Williams, I had the same conversation with. I actually got to ask the question, and he said, "Yeah, it's an MCL." And he said, "But I'm not missing more than one game." And it turned out he was right. And that game that he missed was here. And let's not forget too, and again, I'm not saying that it would have been different necessarily, but he's one of those key pieces of their communication system, and they screwed up that game-tying touchdown pretty darn well with a miscommunication. So it makes me wonder, how much of a difference getting him back tonight against this team will be, and to our discussion that we've been having, how much it's going to hurt. I have to think it's Jordan Morgan. I don't think it'll be Darian Kennard. They'll keep him in that tight end, sixth offensive lineman role. But again, I don't. And I'm not trashing J-Mo, but I'm not sure either one of them are. Neither of them are anything close to what Zack Tom is.
No, and to be honest, they shouldn't be. He's a starting right tackle that got an $84 or $85 million contract. I'm just.
The guy's a first-round pick. Right? There was I do remember a rookie first-round pick who didn't play right tackle, who came in and played right tackle on a Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
but even though he's not, again, he's a first-round pick, and I know he's not, he's not Zack Tom. But other than the last play of regulation, he held up pretty well when he played right tackle in Chicago last time around.
It's a pretty big caveat, though. right?
Talking about Jordan Morgan?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get that, but this is a different stage. This is a different environment. This is different. I mean, this is a heck of a way to be going in for your first playoff game is, at a position that I don't know if he's completely comfortable with at all. Right? I mean, I'm just being, as the kids say, a buck. I'm being a buck with you.
Keeping it a buck.
Yeah, keeping it a buck. See, I even messed it up.
I didn't know that one.
Hey, keep trying, though. Keep trying. I appreciate you putting yourself out there, Blue.
Yeah, I mean, I even messed that up. But, I don't think he's 100% comfortable at that position. And now this is, I've always talked about, there's a difference in Jason. I mean, all you guys, I've tried to explain it. Jason knows it because he hears guys talk about it all the time in the locker room. The playoffs is just it's a different intensity. It's a different level. It's a different environment. And one screw up will snowball and shift momentum faster than anything. It's the wildest thing when you get into these games. And obviously the heightened intensity of this one and it being in Chicago, it just does makes me a little nervous. I mean, I'm not going to lie, because you worry about Jordan Morgan's and because of how much he's been moved around, just the psyche of it, right? What if one thing goes bad? Is it going to continue to snowball? And that's my only, that's why Zack Tom playing, you're going to get the consistent, right? He may have a bad play, but he'll be able to just let that go in the rear view and he'll just keep going. And he'll just keep going and it'll be fine. He'll move on. Now you look at protections and how you're going to have to maneuver protections and probably slide that way, chip that way, do certain things in your blocking scheme because you're protecting Jordan Love, who this was his last game and he got knocked out here, right? That's in the mind of everyone now. That's a big deal. So that was not the news I was expecting to hear. I know Jason prepped me for it on Thursday, but you never know until you know.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't. That's a big deal. I mean, I'm just saying that's a big deal.
It is. It absolutely is a big deal. Wow. We will continue to react to that, and then in a couple minutes we'll know the official injury report, which we expect to see from Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated, that Zack Tom will be on it and will be inactive tonight for the Green Bay Packers. We will take a look at that coming up next. Hey, it is game day. If you're heading north anytime soon, make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company just over the Wisconsin border in Menominee, Michigan. It's less than an hour north of Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. The injury report, yes or no, and more thoughts on Packers Bears is all still ahead in the 5 o'clock hour. It's Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Get ready for kickoff with great deals on football party favorites all this week at Sendix. Check out Sendix Natural Black Angus Ground Sirloin for just $5.99 per pound. Perfect for chili, burgers, and even upscale nachos. 2-pound bags of large cooked or raw clean 31 to 40 count shrimp are just $17.99 per bag. That's less than $10 per pound. And don't miss Sendix homemade taco dip trays for just $6.99 per pound. Let Sendix help you score big at your game day party. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
4 years, it's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to raise a toddler into a kindergartner, to train for something big and become someone new.
Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 4 years, so you can invest in your home and use your hard-earned savings for life's biggest moments. Offering Pella exclusive features like blinds between the glass and customizations to match every home style. We believe in providing our customers with the highest quality products and top-notch service at a price you can afford. Tested, safe, durable, and backed by a limited lifetime warranty, Pella's rated #1 for craftsmanship, innovation, and exceptional design.
So aim high and think long-term when setting your New Year's resolution. And imagine what you can accomplish in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin. Start your journey today at PellaWI.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga, ESPN's John Anderson, and Jason Wilde with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. It's Packers-Bears coming up Wildcard weekend of the playoffs. The 7th-seeded Packers, the 2-seeded Bears. But something to keep an eye on, that line has moved again, Gabe. Any guesses?
So I saw it went up to 2.5 earlier today.
Okay, well, that's what I'm referring to.
Oh, okay. I thought it had moved again.
It may have, but
Okay.
it's back. It's moved a lot this week. But the Packers did open as favorites. It was only 1 point, and it's moved 3 different times this week, all the way up to 2.5-point favorites. So do the Packers win by a field goal or less is effectively what Vegas is asking bettors. The 11-6 Bears, the 9-7-1 Packers. We will get to the injury report in just a moment, which is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. You can visit their website, orthowisconsin.com today for more information. We have gone over the news that Bill Huber reported on Sports Illustrated just a few minutes ago. Zack Tom will be out again for the Packers. Their star right tackle will not play tonight, according to Bill Huber, against the rival Bears, which certainly is concerning. Should be noted, though, Tom, I don't believe, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, played December 20th against the Bears either, if my memory serves.
He did not. Nope, you're correct.
And that was a game they really should have won without Zack Tom, but that's neither here nor there, I guess, when it comes down to that. So we await the official injury report from the Packers, which will be coming out momentarily. But Zack Tom will be out for the Packers tonight, that according to Bill Huber. Anything else we should have our eye on, Jason, after most of the guys that will make a severe impact on this game did not play last week?
Yeah, and we know that, they obviously ruled out Dontavion Wicks yesterday. Right. He had not passed the concussion protocol, so that is not going to be a surprise. Again, I hate to be like special teams guy, fence guy, but if they can get Nick Neiman, who ruptured his pectoral muscle early in the year, back, that at least helps them a little bit in their coverage units because, to your point, they were able to succeed without Zack Tom last time because one of the reasons is these guys aren't very good pass rushing teams, right? That's not their forte. They're a takeaway team, but certainly not a forced pressure team. Duvernay's a really good return guy, and so I'm eager to see if they can make sure that doesn't tilt the field. But look, the bottom line is they rested their guys for a reason.
Yep.
They thought that they were going to get Zack Tom. It was not enough. And here we are with probably everyone else that you're hoping to get back, except for him.
Well, here are your inactives for the Packers and the Bears tonight. Wildcard about 90 minutes away from kickoff, just under 90 minutes away. You mentioned the two big ones. Dontavian Wicks is out with that concussion. Zack Tom is out, the right tackle officially for the Packers. The other inactives are wide receiver Jacoby Keeney-James, who I believe was the leading receiver against Minnesota for the Packers last week. Didn't have a lot of yards, but he was the leading receiver. Defensive lineman Colin Oliver is an interesting one after making his season debut last week. Cornerback Jalen Simpson is out, and Desmond Ridder, who was pulled up to the active roster, is inactive, but listed officially as the emergency third quarterback. So could play if Malik Willis and Jordan Love were to both get injured. We would prefer that not to be the case, though. But he is listed officially as the emergency third quarterback. On the Bears side, the inactives, we knew C.J. Gardner-Johnson would not play, the defensive back. He will not play for them tonight. Interesting name on here that I didn't realize was injured. Number 20, the wide receiver, Jahdae Walker, who scored a touchdown the last time these two teams saw each other. Jahdae Walker is out for them. Those are really the ones of note for the Chicago Bears, among some other guys, but nothing too crazy, too noteworthy for Chicago on the injury front. So those are officially our year inactives, which are presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Gabe Neitzel, your gut feelings to the news we just rattled off.
Yeah, I mean, the Zack Tom thing is obviously the biggest thing for the Packers because he's just Chewy says it all the time. Teams are right-handed when they want to run the football, and you'd like to be able to run the football tonight and take advantage of that Bears defense with somebody who's feeling really good. Best he's felt in 6 weeks, as he told everybody with Josh Jacobs. So, yeah, it is. It's a tough blow when you were thinking you were going to get one of your best players back, and now you are not going to be getting one of your best players back. So added to the list of guys that they're going to have to do without. But the game, they're still going to line them up. They're still going to kick it off here in 90 minutes. So
still a game to be played. No doubt about that. Let's go to John Anderson. Any gut checks from you, J.A.?
Well, listen, at least it's a guy they haven't played with in a while, right? So it's not like suddenly, we got to start plugging holes. We are not used to this. We are not prepared. Obviously, sure. Do I want the best players? Makes sense. But it is not something that they have not had to work around. So at least it doesn't come as something that they have to start drawing stuff up on the whiteboard in the locker room right now when that comes to. It doesn't change what I think, as I said, still comes down to can they contain Williams, whether it's passing or just get him on the ground, because that is, if anything, has been the bugaboo in the two games they had is this guy got free at inopportune times. And Zack Tom doesn't have anything to do with that either. So that's it hurts them some, but I do think that they have enough on offense to take care of what they need to do to get enough points to win the game. Defensively, can they prevent that? Can you keep that number that the offense has to get to maybe at 21 and not make it 30?
Yeah.
Because I think then that becomes I believe the higher the score goes, I think that then favors the home team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no argument for me. But I think a line you dropped in there that I want to get Brian's reaction on is I think even without Tom, this offense has enough to win the game. Brian, curious on your response to John on that.
Yeah, I mean, they do on paper, but they haven't won a game since he went out, unfortunately.
Good point.
So
some little caveat you chose to throw in there, I guess.
I'm just saying. I don't. And they were winning that game against Denver when he was in there. So it makes. I mean, I understand that they certainly do have the skill guys to get it done, but I mean, and I'm going to be an O-line homer here. We kind of understand where this thing starts and ends, and that's the up front guys, and it always has been that way. And the experience and the confidence you have in a guy like that, and he's not there for the first playoff game, and probably, I mean, you don't know how deep they have to go to even get him back. it makes me nervous. But they have the skill guys to do it. I'm not saying they don't. They certainly have the talent and the guys that can get it done. But kind of, I mean, like Gabe said, Chewy said, I mean, teams run the ball a lot to the right. That's the truth. That is a lot of runs do go that way. Why, I don't know. I mean, when I was younger, because it was Big Cliff. Big Cliff was the pass protector. I was more the run blocker. And then once Dave got there, it changed a little bit more. We went both ways running the football, but it seems that a lot of plays do go right when you run the football. And without Zack Tom there, you're going to see. It'll be interesting to see how they approach the run game. And as we kind of know, not to pile on John here, but the run game hasn't really been good the last 4 weeks. I mean, and that just is what it is, right? I mean, so it'll be interesting to see how they cope with it, and mostly in protection, how they cope with it in protection and how they kind of scheme things, because you're not going to leave Jordan Morgan one-on-one the whole game. You just can't. You're not going to do that.
Jason, the final word this segment. Go ahead.
Couple things. I do, and I haven't, again, Zack Tom wasn't giving me any answers the last time I talked to him. He also was listed with a back. There's a little part of me that wonders, maybe it's not the knee, right, Brian? Maybe the back thing is flared up. I don't know that. This is one of the reasons why I've always advocated for players to be honest with us. I'm not going to burn you. And I'll, even if you say have a Jones fracture in your foot and nobody believes me when I report it, and I have a pretty good source on it, it's helpful to you for people to know about it. So I don't know what it is with Zach. The other thing that I think is important, and I'm sure there's some trolling Bears fans in our YouTube comments, they don't have Walker, who caught that game-tying touchdown when no one covered him. They do have Rome Odunze for the first time in this matchup this season. They have Luther Burden back. So I do think it's going to be incumbent on Keyshawn Nixon to have a bounce-back performance, right? And we're going to see if Diggs and Carrington Valentine, if they share time, what they end up doing there. But that's that creates more challenges. Rome Odunze is a really good player. He's still growing, but I think if you are a Bears fan, that's one of the things you're pointing to, saying, hey, we haven't had that guy the 2 times we've played these guys, and now we're going to have him in the mix.
There you have it. There you have it from Jason Wilde, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Bryan Bulaga, Alex Strouf with you here on Green Bay Game Day. Hey, Brats, Coolers, friends, you've got it all, but rolling into the tailgate with a clean car, the real MVP move, especially this time of year. Keep it spotless with the Tsunami Express Car Wash membership with 13 locations and growing, easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express. Wash, chill, repeat. Well, my hope is this is not the final time we get to do this year. That may be John Anderson's hope, though, because coming up next. What if they win and we just don't do it next week? Well, how about that? How about that as a compromise? Unless I fall incredibly ill, that will not be the case. That will. I promise.
We don't want that. By the way, it's starting to. I don't know if you can see, but it is starting to snow here.
Oh,
so it's a beautiful night for football, and the snow is starting to fall. The snow's coming down. All right, I'm sorry. Continue getting us to break. Sorry,
I don't know what's better, Jason Wilde's vocals or yes or no. We'll all find out together because yes or no is next on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Well, it's January, which means routines are back, but the sports action never slows down. Big football matchups, playoff intensity every weekend, and elite hoops almost every night. And when there's this much going on, it always feels good to be right, especially on Prize Picks. Mark Tauscher here, and Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Pick at least 2 player projections, choose more or less, and you're done. No drafts, no waiting. I'm talking lineups you can make in under a minute. And now there's a new feature I love, early payouts. If your lineup starts hot, you can have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. And plus, with stacks, you can pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup, points, assists, and threes all together, only on Prize Picks. Deposits and withdrawals, they're fast and easy, available in all 50 states. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Homer here for Window Nation. Winters can be brutal here in Milwaukee, and if you're cold in your home, even with the heat on, your old windows are a problem. Window Nation can help. Right now, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale, you can get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's easy to get the right windows to fit your home and budget. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Right now, schedule a consult at windownation.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green and Gold fans, it is game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi, whether it's Bacardi and Cola, lime and soda, or spiced in cola. Bacardi, your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum, 40% alcohol by volume. Green Bay Game Day is presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. I'm Alex Strouf alongside Gabe Neitzel in the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All Studios in downtown Milwaukee. In their humble abodes are ESPN's John Anderson and Super Bowl champion Bryan Bulaga. And joining us from Soldier Field for about another 20 or so minutes is the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, here on the Jason Wilde Hour. And a staple of Green Bay Game Day during the Jason Wilde Hour. Some have called it. I've heard people say this. It's the greatest segment in the history of radio.
Said this.
Nobody has said that.
No one has said this.
You guys clearly don't talk to the people I talk to.
No, I don't think you've talked to anyone. You're lying right now.
Well, we do have live commenters on YouTube, and we have the text line open, 800-990-3776. If you believe this is the greatest segment in radio, just let me know. Because right now, it is time for John Anderson's time to shine and Jason Wilde's time to shine. And yes or no with Jason Wilde.
Yeah. No, everybody said yeah. 560 to 566. It's an open chance. It's an open beat.
Already got 3 texts that say it's the greatest segment in the history of radio. Just throwing that
Lying
out
once
there.
again.
Yes or no with Jason Wilde? I've
Family
got
members
questions.
of employees are not allowed to play.
All right, we are down to 1 text that says it's the greatest. All right, it's time now for yes or no. I've got yes or no questions. I will ask them, and everybody on the panel will attempt to respond. I've seen this comment a few times from the aforementioned bear trolls in our YouTube comments, so I'm curious on everybody's perspective on the panel. I know you guys are going to avoid answering, but I am curious on your perspective here, which is yes or no, the Chicago Bears are playing with house money, Jason Wilde.
Yeah, I'm always leery of that phrase, right? I mean, you play to win the game, as Herm Edwards taught us many, many years ago. Did they outkick their coverage in terms of expectations this season? Yeah, but they won the division and they've got a home game. So on the one hand, you could say, sure, no one expected them to make the playoffs the first year. If you remember, though, the team they're playing, their head coach in his first year as the head coach, coming off of a losing season where they fired Mike McCarthy with 4 games left, he took them to the NFC Championship game in, I guess, Santa Clara, not San Francisco. So, no, I don't think you can necessarily say that, but at the same time, I think they have been better than anyone really expected them to be in the first year, and especially when they started 0-2.
Fair enough. John Anderson, real quick, from Hodag Steve on the text line. Easily the best segment of the pregame show. Go Pack Go from Hodag Steve. Yes or no? The Bears playing with house money, John Anderson.
I don't know anybody that we've ever used that phrase with that said, yep, we're good. Let's stop here then. That's totally fine. That's ridiculous. And especially if it's the Packers and the Bears in this game. If this is the one you're going to go home on, I think that poisons a whole lot of the season. So I don't know that one can, And oh, by the way, I guess house money, by the way, is way more prevalent because I understand it as DraftKings has started here in Missouri. If I make one $10 bet, they will deposit a significant amount of money in my account that I am then allowed to go lose as well. From that house money. Which is why I don't even, put $1 in one of those coin machines thinking I'll get 4 quarters back. But I cannot speak to the mindset of the Bears other than to think losing to the Packers in this game would go, well, that's okay. We had a decent season. I just don't buy that could happen.
I look forward every time I bring up one of these cliche statements when I go to the former player, because he's going to tell me it's the dumbest thing he's ever heard. Bryan Bulaga, yes or no?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I've really never heard of that, and I heard, and this is a shocking thing. The pregame show, Howie Long, I think, said that about the Carolina Panthers. They're playing with house money. They backed into the playoffs. I guarantee the Panthers don't think that way. Mm-hmm. They're probably we want to win, and the way they're playing right now, it seems like they want to win the game, Carolina. So to me, I don't really know that analogy or that. I mean, that's more of a fan coping base thing. Mm-hmm. I would imagine that's a coping base for fans, and Bears fans are the worst on that. They find every coping mechanism that they can to rationalize things in their brains.
They need them.
Yeah, and it's just being honest. Growing up around them, and still, that's just how they are. And
I love that.
That's okay. If we lose, we should have lost this game anyway, even though we won the division. And half the Packers team's hurt. Half the Packers team's hurt, but we should have lost to them. And give me a break, man. I can't. That's just, and it's I think that would be something that would come out of who's the guy that's always on that talks all the crap on that you guys bring on?
Oh, probably David Kaplan, bald guy.
Yeah. That's what he's going to say if they don't win this game is, well, I mean, we were playing with house money anyway. I mean, it didn't. I mean, we should have been here to begin with. That's what he's going to say.
I just love to hear guys that grew up in Illinois that are reformed to Packer, obviously former Packers. I love this. Because you can tell this has bothered you for a long time, Brian.
But that's just how they all are. I mean, that's just how they are. I mean, and it's okay. I mean, it's fine. But you can't. I mean, players certainly don't think that way, and people that are realistic don't think that way either. So I mean, yeah, I'm not on it. Sorry.
You have to take advantage of the opportunities that are placed in front of you. The Bears have earned this game to be at home. again, to go back to what Brian was saying, that is 100% a coping mechanism that fans will use to try to protect themselves. Oh, we're playing with house money. But you look at what this division is, and it's almost completely flipped from what it was a year ago with Detroit and Minnesota. Minnesota probably last year, we're playing with house money and just wait till our young quarterback gets in. Well, now you're 9-8 and you missed the playoffs. And you got questions, right? When you're in the playoffs, and these, especially in the NFL, when we know things are going to flip and half the teams that make the playoffs aren't going to make them the following year, you take advantage of the opportunity that are placed in front of you. Nobody is playing with house money in the NFL. That's just something you tell yourself. Like Jim Rutledge told himself in 2010 when the Packers won the NFC Championship game, it's okay, we're ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out for the Bears at that time, right? Like you get there,
schedule.
Take advantage of your opportunities.
What does that mean? We're ahead of schedule.
Exactly. It's another coping mechanism. You're there, win the game.
I love it, man.
Oh, man, that's great.
I love it. And Brian mentioned Carolina playing with house money. They're right in it, man. 4:11 left in the third quarter. It's Rams 20, Panthers 17. The Rams went into this game favored by 10.5. After they scored in their opening possession, they were favored by 17.5. And they just kicked a field goal to retake the lead. 20-17, Panthers with the ball at midfield in that one. Doozy brewing in Charlotte. Let's go to this one. Yes or no, rapid fire. Jason, Jeff Hafley will be a head coach in 2026.
Yeah, I don't. That one I can legitimately say I don't know. He's got 3 interviews already requested, so I think the expectation is that he will interview extremely well. I am still, and this is not obviously nothing against Jeff Hafley. Maybe it's a little bit of my selfishness wanting to have another year of him making me a better reporter and getting fans more information and more understanding of what they do. But I'm still leery of defensive head coaches. I mean, some of them work out, but not all of them do. And then you're, always trying to figure out who your offensive coordinator is going to be. So I'm not sure it's a slam dunk, but I would be surprised if he's not.
Very good. John Anderson?
I was trying to be concise.
I don't have that crystal ball, and then I am not connected into and around the league as much as guys like Jason or Rob, and have their fingers on the pulse of more of that. You would think he could go 1 for 3 if he's got that many lined up, and there are enough. Harbaugh can only be hired by one team that is out there, so I think it's probably more likely than not. But I do hope when some of these guys, and I know there's always this rush, looks good on your resume and you want to do that, is, you hope you look at the right job to take.
Yeah, true.
I think what he has done is that this won't be his only bite of the apple, as the kids say, is that I think, he will continue to be someone that'll be sought after. And there might be something to say, you know what? I look at that organization, and why did the other 13 guys that they have fired previously to me not, I'm trying to think if it was Reese Davis or somebody wrote about a guy who took the Clippers job, and he's like, it's one thing it was when Mike Dunleavy took it. He goes, it's one thing to go into a burning building to save a baby. It's another go in there, just get warm. And I think there's some franchises that you're like, okay, I'm going to take this job just to, I don't know that that's the best way to go about it. So I think maybe he's likely, but I think he's also a smart enough guy to look at a place. Is it a place I can win?
Brian?
God, that's a good line.
I've never heard that before. I love it.
This is I don't really have an answer for this. I have no idea. I'm not in there like Jason. I'm not in there like Jason is every day that gets a pulse on this thing. I don't. All I know is this: he's a really good coach. He's extremely intelligent. You could tell that by his interviews and how he gives answers and things like that. Obviously, his defense is very good. You just always wonder, right? You look at the jobs that become available and you just think okay, which one would I for sure take? And that would be the only one. And then if I don't get, and I look at it right now, if I'm him, the only gig that I would take right now is Baltimore. That's about it. If it's not Baltimore, because you have the quarterback, you have offense in place, you have good players, you have good defensive players. You have that structure there. It's a good ownership and everything like that. If it's not Baltimore, where you want to go to the Giants? you're going to be out of there in 2 years too. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things that I always wonder when coaches, like really good coaches like him that have a good thing going in Green Bay, he's going to be up for head coaching candidate again. What job pops available with the pieces in place? And the pieces in place is always the quarterback. It's always the quarterback. Is the quarterback there? And I don't mean like, well, we have a number one pick. You can pick your quarterback. Like, no, that's not a guarantee. That stinks. Like, you don't want that. You want, like, I have Lamar Jackson there. I know he's the guy. He's an MVP player. Like, and I know that there's other pieces around him that are really good. Like, if that's not the gig, where do you want to go that will leverage you better in the future, I guess, is always my question.
Yeah. Jokes aside from my anger of you not actually answering the question, it's really good insight and really good thought process by you. Go ahead, Gabe.
I mean, Titans, Falcons, Cardinals are the three. I'm assuming Miami is going to be added to that list with John Eric Sullivan taking the general manager job there. I'm guessing that he'd get an interview there. But to Blue's point, I believe the two best jobs are Baltimore and then New York because of the young pieces that exist in New York, especially if you're a defensive coach and you look at that defensive line, you're going, oh, that could be fun. And those are the two that have not requested to speak to Jeff Hafley yet. And again, that could change certainly as we go forward. These are just the three that were reported on this week. But I think there's still a possibility he leaves, but with each passing day, I have become more accustomed to the idea that it's not a foregone conclusion that Jeff Hafley is going to be an NFL head coach in 2026.
Selfishly, I hope you're right. That was, despite nobody actually answering the question, I really enjoyed all of your responses. I will be nice on this wild card Saturday. That is Yes or No with Jason Wilde and company. We will get the final words from Jason Wilde as we wrap up the Jason Wilde Hour right after this on Green Bay Game Day right here, ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
Rick, tell Sarah about the practical joke you came up with.
Okay, Sarah, this is really great. Are you ready?
Rick, I'm always ready. I walk around in a constant state of readiness.
A man buys a woman a pair of diamond stud earrings from Kessler's.
So far, this doesn't sound like much of a practical joke.
Be patient. He's not done yet.
And then on her birthday, or Valentine's Day, or Mother's Day, or Tuesday, he sneaks them out of her jewelry box and replaces them with a larger pair.
Well, as practical jokes go, this one sounds delightful, but it also sounds expensive.
No, he bought them at Kessler's, remember?
When you buy diamond stud earrings from Kessler's,
and we have them for $180 to $24,000 a pair,
you always get 100% of the price you paid when you trade up for a larger pair.
He just pays the difference?
He just pays the difference.
I love practical jokes. When do I get my first pair?
For the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Your New Year routine just got a major refresh thanks to Carbless. Staying mindful, Carbless has 0 sugar and 0 carbs. Watching calories? We've got you covered. Still want something bold and delicious? Well, that's our specialty at Carbless. Whether you're out celebrating or settling into post-holiday goals, Carbless keeps things light, fun, and completely guilt-free. Start your 2026 with flavor and no compromise. Celebrate the new year with bold flavor, 0 guilt, and a drink that keeps things light. Happy New Year from Carbless. Let's make your new year feel flawless.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news, a rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
All right, here we go. 1 hour to go. Well, technically. A couple more minutes with our buddy Jason Wilde here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. And Gabe, I really like your hat, but you just put on your meteorologist cap in the break. Read it for us.
Well, no, Jason, tell me what the field looks like. You're there.
Oh, we can't even see anything behind you.
Okay. We have plenty of accumulation underway. So yes, the snow's coming down, and that's one more layer to this. I mean, we won't have to worry about this when they move to Gary, Indiana, if they're indoors, but we're gonna have to worry about it tonight, and we'll see how it plays out.
Do you think the conditions favor one team more than the other?
The Bears.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know, but
Brian quickly said
I would tend to agree with Brian.
Yeah,
I would tend to agree with Brian because they're a run-first offense. Now, again, and Gabe, I know the next thing you're going to say because I've known you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers used to always tell us that he can handle snow, he can handle wind, or he can handle snow, he can handle cold. It's the wind that would cause issues with his accuracy. And if you want to be able to throw the ball tonight against the secondary and not turn it over, I'm guessing that the snow is not ideal, but you would hope that it's not a factor. So I know this, the good people of Amazon Prime are thrilled. There's nothing more that TV people like when it comes to NFL football than snow falling during the game.
I also feel like this is the appropriate time to point out that, yes, the Bears are a run-first team, but their defense also is 29th in the league in rushing yards per attempt.
All right, JJ.
Indeed.
That's Josh Jacobs, I guess. There's a lot of JJs in the league all of a sudden.
I thought you were talking to me.
You guys are going on those that term.
Do people call you JJ?
That well.
Wilde? People call you JJ?
When I was young, yes. When I was young, I was a JJ. Yep.
Well, JJ, we always appreciate catching up with you and hope we can do it again next week as the Packers look to advance tonight right there at Soldier Field against the rival Bears. Appreciate the time as always, buddy. Safe travels home. Enjoy the game, and we'll be listening to you on Green Bay Game Night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow on Sunday Karma.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
The great Jason Wilde. Follow him on social media at Jason J. Wilde, thus JJ. And, of course, read him at channel3000.com and join him for Green Bay Game Night following the game with Homer Tausch and Gary Ellerson. We've got an hour left of our program. We've got to get to our Gruber Law Office's one call. We've got to get to our best bets. We've got to get to our Lakeland University trivia question. That is all still ahead. I am nervous, but I am excited. Less than an hour from kickoff, it's Packers-Bears. We continue to preview it right here on Green Bay Game Day, right after this.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Start the year moving, not hurting. If your joint pain has been slowing you down, then listen up. There is a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on hold. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics here in Milwaukee offer regenerative treatments designed to help your body repair the areas causing pain. Knees, hips, shoulders, or back, wherever it hurts. Instead of an invasive operation that takes you out of commission for months, these treatments are done right in the office. You walk in, you walk out, and you get on with your day. No 3 to 6 months recovery. Picture this instead. You're moving better, you're feeling stronger, actually planning the year that you want because you finally took care of that pain the smart way. Game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is your clean slate, so make it count. Call now for your free consultation at QC Kinetics. Call 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
4 years, it's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to raise a toddler into a kindergartner, to train for something big and become someone new.
Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest for 4 years, so you can invest in your home and use your hard-earned savings for life's biggest moments. Offering Pella exclusive features like blinds between the glass and customizations to match every home style. We believe in providing our customers with the highest quality products and top-notch service at a price you can afford. Tested, safe, durable, and backed by a limited lifetime warranty, Pella is rated #1 for craftsmanship, innovation, and exceptional design.
So aim high and think long-term when setting your New Year's resolution. And imagine what you can accomplish in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella Windows and Doors Wisconsin. Start your journey today at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here for Iron Jock. It's a new year, and that means new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh, no matter how hard you push. Right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your orders over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
We've arrived at yet another NFL postseason. And once again, the Green Bay Packers are in the field. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't always been clean. But they're still playing football in January. And this time, it brings them to Chicago.
Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town.
The oldest rivalry in the league. And somehow, this is only the 3rd time it's ever shown up in the playoffs. 1941.
Chicago's Wrigley Field is always jammed for a Green Bay Packers game, and this one promises to be a real thriller.
2010.
On 3rd down and 5, pressure, pass is picked off, and who is it? Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown.
And now, 2025. They just played twice in December. Green Bay took the first one.
Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
Chicago answered in the second.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win!
Each team's last regular season win came against the other, so no build-up needed, no introduction necessary. It's do or die at Soldier Field. The team you most want to send home, and the team you least want to be sent home by. The matchup is even. The history is not. It's Packers-Bears Wildcard weekend on Saturday night. Win or go home.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Here's Alex Strouf.
Let's go, final hour. Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. I am indeed Alex Strouf, alongside the incomparable Gabe Neitzel. ESPN, Wipeout, and Green Bay Southwest High Schools. John Anderson, and the Illinois native turned Packer legend, the Super Bowl champion, Bryan Bulaga, with you here on Green Bay Game Day. Our buddy Will Summers, who isn't our buddy today because he's wearing a Bears sweatshirt, is running the show as always for us here on Green Bay Game Day across ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Micah Parsons is in the building, folks, on his crutches. Micah Parsons attending the Packers-Bears game, which, Brian, I'm curious because I believe this is the first game he's attended since tearing his ACL at Denver. That's got to give you a little bit of a pop if you're his teammates, right? Like, oh, our guy is here. Our defensive leader is in the building. Like, that's got to be like just a little bit of extra juice on a game that probably doesn't need more juice.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're excited to see him, and they're happy that he's there and things like that. I'll tell you who's not happy and excited are the trainers and the team doctor, McKenzie, and his protege that is, now that it's snowing on the field and he's on crutches and he's still early in this rehab process, I can assure you they're not happy. But for the guys, yeah, I would imagine that they're excited that he's there, and it's good to have him there. And, you know, I'm sure he will give his 2 cents when it's needed, right? Like on the sidelines, and be encouraging and tell guys if he is on the sidelines. I don't know if he'll be on the sidelines. Like, that would be crazy. I mean, now that it's snowing like that, and he's on crutches, that worries me.
He's less intimidating on the sidelines than he is inside the lines.
I think we can all agree on that. Yeah, that's
like
be true.
Well, I mean, he should go to the method that I used for my second ACL, was the walker. I used a walker, no crutches. It was great. It was so much better. I mean, a lot more stable. But that's just me. All right, that's just always my
the
2
walker
cents.
with the tennis. Did you have the tennis balls on it?
I didn't have tennis balls on it.
Okay.
But
were you living at Three Pines at that time, or whatever that place is?
3 Pillars, yeah. 3 Pillars.
No, I was not at 3 Pillars
Okay.
with Homer. I was not with Homer at 3 Pillars. But I was using it, and you know, I thought it was because, you know, it was McKenzie. He had me use it because obviously when I first started rehabbing after that second ACL tear, it was winter. It was snow and ice, and he didn't want me on crutches because I could slide out. And, well, when you slide out with a fresh knee ACL reconstruction, let's just say it's not good. But then I started to realize, like, this thing actually works really well. It allows me to, like, put my foot down and actually start putting pressure on my leg right away. Like, it actually was a big benefit. And I keep telling him you should switch guys that all the time. And he's like, guys don't want to use a walker. I'm like, I'm just saying it's actually a pretty good deal. And it's a lot more secure. Your armpits don't hurt. But now we're getting off topic. But I'm just,
it's good insight. I've never torn my ACL before.
Yeah, I'm just, well, don't do it. Don't do it.
I will do my best.
So stop doing combine 5-10-5.
Well, I was about to say, Strouf can't put enough stress on his joints. He's moving too slow.
I played pickleball this morning and I walked out unscathed, so that was good. So
like Gumby, dude.
Yeah,
I think
Brian,
that's why you're
he can't
fine,
put torque on his knee.
I love how he apologized for going off topic and then continued to go off topic to take shots at me.
I'm just saying you're very bendable. I think you're probably fine.
I don't think he is. I feel like he's made of balsa wood.
Pinewood Derby time, baby.
Trivia brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education. Whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University, experience it your way. Gabe Neitzel, our trivia expert.
What's up?
The last quarterback in the year to defeat the Packers twice in a season.
Last quarterback to beat the Packers twice in one season.
Yeah.
Give me the commercial break to think about it?
I'll give you the commercial break to think about it. We get Gabe Neitzel's response. John, do you know it?
Well, I think, yeah.
Okay, we will find out. We will find out. Don't say it. We will find out after the commercial break. We will get to our best bets, our Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All, and our final game thoughts. That's all in the next 45 minutes. On Green Bay game day as the Rams score a touchdown. They're back in front, 26-24, extra point awaiting here in the fourth quarter of that one. It's a shootout in Carolina. More Green Bay game day after this.
We're back with Green Bay game day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by 2 locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
You're going to be happy, happy, happy.
and with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
Or a better diamond.
Or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Prizes,
Flyaways.
even Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Looking for responses to our Lakeland University trivia question, which is the last Bears quarterback to beat the Packers twice in the same season. Looking for the year and the quarterback. John, before the break, seemed like you knew the answer.
Well, you didn't say Bears. You just said last quarterback to beat the Packers twice in the season.
So here's the thing. We discovered that I didn't say Bears in the break. We discovered that I did not say it. And I said, Gabe, I'm not going to admit my mistake on the air. You aren't going to admit my mistake on the air because John is immediately going to tell me I didn't say Bears.
So Jalen Hurts is out.
Jalen Hurts is out. Actually, it would have been Jalen Hurts.
He would have been the last one
because we were thinking it was Darnold or Goff, and I actually not said the question I meant to, or I said the question I didn't mean to say.
Yeah, so three different quarterbacks beat them twice last year.
Yeah, that's true. I am looking for a different answer, though. I'm looking for the last.
But Jalen Hurts was the last guy, so he counts because he won the playoff game.
That is the correct answer, I guess, if we answer the incorrect question. The actual question, the last Bears quarterback, Gabe, I gave you a couple minutes to think about it after I corrected myself at the commercial break.
So it's either 2007 or 2005, I think.
Okay.
Because 2007, even though the Packers went 13-3, the weird part about that was two of their losses that they only had three of when they went to the NFC Championship game in Brett's last year. Two of those losses came to the Bears. But I don't think the same Bears quarterback started both of those games.
I'll tell you this right now.
Late in the season.
Neither of those years was the same quarterback.
So, okay, because I thought it might have been Kyle Orton in 2005. So he didn't play both those games in 2005 because the Packers were terrible in 2005.
He did not. It dates back further than that.
So it goes back even further.
Cade McNown beat Favre twice?
Nope. Brian?
So my dad.
If you go look, Cade McNown is perfect as a starter as a Packer against the Packers.
I think Brian's going to get it.
My dad texted me this immediately, so he knew it right away. And I actually need to read this name to remember it. He said the grenade chucker Wilson is what he said.
I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. That is incorrect as well.
Okay, well then he's incorrect as well.
Here's your hint. You will get it immediately. He is an active NFL head coach. We're blanking on it. We're blanking on it. Will, who is it?
I'll take Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh in 1991.
Yeesh.
Jim Harbaugh in 1991, the last Bears quarterback to beat the Packers twice in a season. In Chicago, 27-13 on a shutout win for the Bears at Lambeau Field, 10-0 in 1991. That is the last Bears quarterback to beat the Packers twice in a season. 1991. It's been 34 years since a quarterback was able to do it twice. Caleb Williams, of course, will have the opportunity to do it tonight. There you have it. All right, let's do our Gruber Law Office's one call. I want to see where everybody's head's at. Just over a half an hour away from kickoff. We'll hit our best bet coming up next. Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Let's see where everybody's at. I'm a little nervous. All right, I told Gabe, I said it's nice I have to be professional for 46 minutes out of the hour because it's actually calming my nerves down. But, well, that's true too, actually. But the other 14 minutes when we're in commercial break, I'm like, Gabe, help. So it's not helping. All right, John, let's go to you. You call me always nervous. I imagine you're feeling the nerves a little bit, no?
I mean, I have some trepidation, but I'm not playing, so I'm not nervous about that, right? I don't have any of that. But you're always nervous. You're always making ham and cheese sliders. You always got them. There's certain things I can count on in my life that this is good because I need things to stay the same because there's a lot of variables in life. So when I can have some things that are rock solid in my life, I appreciate that.
The ham and cheese sliders pop was a good one.
Right. Same thing, right? I need my 3 pillars in life that I have, and one of them is your nervousness, and one of is the sliders, and the other one is Gabe always wearing some piece of golf swag that he picked up at the last top 100 golf course he played in America. So these are the things. So my one call is that Caleb Williams is going to give it to us more than once. I don't know if they're going to be interceptions, or if he's gonna with the weather and everything, the way he runs around a little bit, they might get clocked. But I think he gives it to him. I don't know that that's enough, because I think there's going to be a couple of these turnovers. I think there's going to be several. And that said, right, is like when we get the 38-35 final and it's 7-4. But I think that Williams will. I think he so desperately wants to make plays, which I'm not mad at anybody for that. And so desperately thinks, because I think sometimes that's when Ben Johnson's going to try to coach a little of that out of him, is like, dude, it's okay. You don't have, not every play has to score. And I think he adding some playoff excitement to it. He might just get a little over his ski tips, and I think he gives it to us twice.
I like that prediction from John Anderson. Would certainly help the Packers' case on the road in this winter wonderland, which it looks like, according to meteorologist Sam Kuffel, it should stop by game time. But there will be a dusting on the field regardless. Bryan Bulaga, where are you at? What's your Gruber Law Office's one call? That's all.
I'm gonna. I don't know, because I
playoff
just don't
football,
know
baby, right there. Yeah, that's playoff football.
I don't know how to predict this one, like, or what I'm for sure on, like what I think I'm kind of for sure on. Like I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, Rob talked about it in his segment about scoring in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go, and he's your hero, I'm going to go McManus with 3 field goals. I think McManus is going to kick 3 field goals. And I mean, if you're betting over 1.5 field goals on your player parlay, that for me is, I think he's going to be there. I think he's going to be relied on quite a bit today.
McManus, just real quick context, McManus was 3 for 3 in their game December 20th at Soldier Field as well. That was his exact stat line.
Yep, I think that's going to be something that, unfortunately, the red zone woes have kind of been our thing this year.
Sure have been.
It's just kind of been something, and I don't know how much that changes. I do think they score touchdowns tonight, but I think McManus is going to play a big role in this.
But I am curious, Brian, from your perspective, because obviously this is a playoff game. It's a little bit different than the regular season. The implications, the stakes are higher. So if they are in the red zone, say in a 4th and 4 situation, are you saying go for it, be aggressive, or take the points? Because I imagine the mindset, at least a tad, changes in this situation where it's win or go home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to err on the side of take points.
Okay.
Depending on what's happening in the game, obviously, right? I mean, it's all situational, but we'll say early on, like, you're going to take points, like, and especially if your defense is playing well and they're not scoring, like, you're going to take points over anything. And for me, with who knows if the weatherman, the local weatherman, is correct. If that weather keeps up and you're inside the 30-yard line, you're going to take points all the time. And make sure that scoreboard lights up no matter what.
Good stuff from Bryan Bulaga. Gabe Neitzel, your Gruber Law Office's one call. That's all.
So I'm going on the other side of John. He was talking about the Packers getting those turnovers. I think Jordan Love plays a clean game. No turnovers for Jordan Love tonight. Whether that's an interception or a fumble, I think he takes care of the football the way he has the majority of the season.
Please give us the stat about the Bears' record in games like that.
2-6, the Bears' record this year when they have 1 or fewer turnovers.
Force 1 or fewer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
by the way,
playing a clean game would be key.
Can I just chime in on that stat, 1 or fewer? Because I fought with ESPN researchers all the time. 1 or fewer is like 1 or 0. Correct. There's only 1 less than fewer. Like 1 or fewer.
Yeah. I don't know the best way to. Do you want to say with 1 or 0? I just. Yeah.
But just like if you had 3 or fewer, that could be 2 or 1. But if it's 1 or fewer, then the other option is 0.
Sorry for my mid-sentence gasp there. The Rams, who lead by 3, 27-24 with 4:12 to go. The Panthers just blocked their punt. and are into Rams territory now.
House money.
House money.
House
money.
House money.
House money, indeed. This one is going to go down to the wire. A 3-point Rams lead, and the Panthers are pounding on the red zone already here on first down with 4 minutes to go. They recovered the ball at about the 31 of Los Angeles. Oh, boy, this one. For a game that had a 10.5-point spread, woo, it's coming down to the wire. Fun one in Charlotte, North Carolina. My group of offices, one call is I am buying into the Josh Jacobs is finally healthy hype. And I am buying into the weather sucks hype. So I am buying into the Josh Jacobs sees the end zone twice tonight hype. I've got Josh Jacobs 2 touchdowns. That is my Gruber Law Office's one call. And if that happens, I feel real good about the Packers' chances to win this game. If Josh Jacobs is able to score twice. I think it's going to be a heavy Josh Jacobs workload evening for him. And if he's able to score twice, boy, do I feel good about the Packers' chances. But I feel really confident in Josh Jacobs' ability, and I think he's gonna be pounding the rock quite a bit tonight. And you got to imagine the last real meaningful football he played was the fumble in the third quarter against Chicago. He only had a few carries against Baltimore. I think it was 3 or 4 carries against Baltimore. Barely played in that game. Didn't play at all last week. So you got to imagine he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder going back to Chicago after that bad fumble in the middle of the third quarter when he was pulled out of the game. His last real meaningful action in the NFL season. So now that he's feeling as good as he has really all season, I think he's going to have a heavy workload tonight, and he's got something to prove with that chip on his shoulder. That's where my head's at for my Gruber Law Office's one call. Those are ours. Let us know yours on YouTube. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, around the text line, 800-990-3776. And let me know how you're feeling. I'm feeling a little nervous. I feel like I'm probably the nervous Nelly of the crew right now, though. But that's neither here nor there. All right, our best bet and more final thoughts all ahead. It's Packers-Bears Wildcard weekend. The third time ever these two teams meet in the postseason. More preview coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's football season, and that means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, and Yeho, and the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant, and buy it today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. And for tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
When it comes to joint replacement, you want the best care available. The Orthopedic Surgery Center in Pewaukee is a leader in joint replacement, offering same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free. Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel wants to extend a sincere thank you to our guests and bingo players. With your generosity, this year's Heart of Canal Street event raised more than $700,000, helping 30 children's charities across southeastern Wisconsin. For more than 30 years, Heart of Canal Street has partnered with hundreds of local organizations to give children safe spaces, resources, and opportunities to thrive. Thank you for sharing your heart. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Ben Brust here for Iron Jock. It's a new year, and that means new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to those goals. Whether you're hitting the gym, heading to work, or just trying to smell a whole lot better in 2026, Iron Jock gear has you covered. Formulated to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, Iron Jock keeps you feeling fresh, no matter how hard you push. Right now, you can get 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Just use promo code ESPN30. That's ESPN30 for 30% off your orders over $75. Shop now at ironjock.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Bryan Bulaga hanging out with you on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Jalen Coker just scored a touchdown. It's 31-27 Panthers at the 2-minute warning. Rams with the football. What a game. I mean, this is playoff football, though, right, Blue? I mean, expect the unexpected in games like this.
Yep. I mean, this is what it's all about. Like, this is what playoff football is about. I mean, 10.5-point favorites to start this thing.
Yeah.
Or dogs, technically Carolina was.
Yeah, they were dogs.
I mean, to be a 10.5-point dog in the playoffs.
At home, mind you.
Is unbelievable. Like that. That's unbelievable, to be honest with you. You expect to see a lot more lines like you see in the Green Bay game, like the Buffalo game, the Pittsburgh game. Like, those are the lines you expect to see. 1.5 to 3.5 or whatever it may be. 10.5 is like telling Carolina, like, you guys are literally terrible scrubs. Yeah, you're scrubs. And clearly they aren't.
Wow. That's why football rules, man. Football is king. 12 games remaining, counting the Packers game after this one comes to a close in the NFL season, which makes me very sad as we approach single digits. But hopefully more where this came from, man, because a game like this the rest of the weekend would make me
This was supposed to be the bad game.
This is supposed to be the bad game.
Everything else is a pretty tight line. This was supposed to be the bad one, and it's turned out to be really good. And look, it looked like it was out of control. Like, Rams went up 14-0 early second quarter, and like, all right, route's on. Let's put the timer on it. And Rams put it in cruise control, and this is what happens.
Yeah,
take your foot off the gas.
Not to have the Texans play the first game on Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. That was tradition, and that finally this year they get the Monday night game as they take on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. That's the final game of the weekend now, rather than the first game of the weekend, which is what the Texans have been for what feels like the last 3 years.
Every time.
I was about to say, anytime the Texans made the playoffs, it felt like
they were 3:30 Saturday.
If they weren't playing the first game on Saturday,
every network
news to me.
Every network wanted Packers Bears on their channel, but it's Amazon Prime that ultimately gets it, the league's newest partner in television, or one of their newest partners in television, and it's Packers Bears on a Saturday night. Which I got to be honest, fellas, when we were awaiting Mike Tirico to release the schedule last week during Sunday Night Football between the Ravens and the Steelers, I would have guaranteed just about anything the Packers were playing on Sunday. I
thought the entire time it was going to be Saturday night.
You were ahead of that. I just didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't see it on Prime.
Okay, that part's fair. You live in Florida, so do you have a Prime subscription, I hope?
Yeah, why? What does being in Florida have to do with having a Prime subscription?
Well, because people in Milwaukee, Chicago, and Green Bay can get it on local TV, so they don't need Prime.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have Prime.
You don't live in the local market.
I don't. I gotta have all the things to watch the Packers. I gotta have the ticket. I got to have Prime. I have
you're a
to
ticket
have
guy.
Peacock. I have to have Netflix. I have to do all the above.
Hallmark Channel Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. CNBC Plus Network when it's all when everything else is on. You got to be able to. You got to watch the Packers some way somehow.
John, we're all squared away. We've got Prime ready to go.
Oh yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Just check it in. We're 20 minutes away from kickoff, so just want to make sure everybody's good to go. And I wasn't worried about Bryan because he's the young fella. I was worried about the old guy, the resident old guy in the program. So just want to make sure you've got the technology. Yeah, the 3 pillars guy on the program.
Okay. You just got to think like, okay, Amazon Prime. Does your wife shop? If the answer is yes, then you have Amazon and you have Amazon Prime and you could watch the game. And like that. That's like that was like the one plus. I'm like, I don't have to pay for this thing. My wife already has Amazon Prime. Like, we're good.
Gabe, John, fair?
I just want to point out, totally. But like you point out that Bryan's Super Bowl champion, so he knows about them. Like I worked in TV a little bit. Like I know how to
just
get
a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, so, John knows the other way, the back ways to get the games too.
Pretty small career in television.
Kringle, but I can find the game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know you just did what? It was like a 6-month stint in television, so I just wanted to make sure you were up to speed. All right, time now for my best bet, which is presented by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com to book your total experience today. Colby Parkinson.
Touchdown.
Awaiting a signal. It is a touchdown with 37 seconds to go. The Rams have retaken the lead.
That's why that guy's the MVP.
33-31 Rams with an extra point awaiting. And Bryce Young and company will have a little bit of time to try to march down the field and kick a field goal, which is easier these days in the NFL. But
they've shortened the field, man. I hate that.
But we also have to await the decision now. With that note, John, that they've shortened the field, do the Rams go for 2 and say, hey, you have to score a touchdown?
No.
Kick the extra point.
No,
moron.
I think you overthought this one, Stroufy.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, you don't.
No.
Again,
Don't ask.
The field is short, so why
don't
would you
ask.
go for 2?
You can only hurt the ball club.
I'm just going to give you my best bet as the Rams make the extra point and make me look foolish. 34-31 in that. I feel really confident about this one. Nobody was targeted more, had more catches or more receiving yards or touchdowns on the Packers this season than Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs against the Bears a couple of weeks ago. Not a great game. But otherwise, he's been targeted heavily throughout the season. He's been over this mark each of the last 3 weeks, not counting Minnesota, but in the 3 losses, Denver, Chicago. Or excuse me, I was looking at the December 7th game. Chicago, he had 5 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. And that was before, obviously, the onside kick. That's why I said not such a good game. But 62, 84, 36 yards the last 3 weeks. His prop today is only 34.5 yards. 34.5, so over 34.5 yards for Romeo Doubs. That is my best bet today. I feel very confident about that one. I think he will be featured. Even if it's not to the point of 84 yards and a touchdown, I think he will easily skip that 34.5 mark. All right, we're going to take a break as we wait the conclusion of Rams-Panthers. It could get extended to overtime. And then we will give you our final thoughts on Bears-Packers. That is coming up next. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Bryan Bulaga with you. It is Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Homer here for Window Nation. Winters can be brutal here in Milwaukee, and if you're cold in your home, even with the heat on, your old windows are a problem. Window Nation can help. Right now, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale, you can get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's easy to get the right windows to fit your home and budget. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Right now, schedule a consult at windownation.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Big ideas deserve a big story and the right audience. At Saturn Lounge, we bring your marketing to life with branding, websites, digital marketing, and video storytelling that stands out from the crowd. Whether it's a TV spot, a campaign, or content built to connect, Saturn Lounge is where strategy meets creativity. From the first spark of an idea to the final cut, we're here to make your message shine across every platform. Ready to make your marketing a success? Step into the spotlight with Saturn Lounge, your launch pad for bigger, better marketing. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
What do they say this time of year? Survive and advance?
That's it.
That's what the Rams are going to do after a drop on 4th down for the Carolina Panthers. 34-31 with 7 seconds left. Rams are going to take it over and likely kneel it out. So that will do it. As the Rams, who many view as maybe the best team in the NFC, barely get it done in Charlotte over the 4th-seeded Panthers, who had the worst record in the NFL playoffs this year. Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. We got a couple minutes left. So here we go. Just over 10 minutes away from kickoff. It's the Packers and the Bears. John, how we doing over there? You're not an anxious guy like me, huh?
We're good. I have no control over what happens in this game.
You got the ham sliders ready down there in Missouri?
I do. I can't get the mustard. I'm waiting for Strouf to send it to me.
I can do that. Happy to send you some coops.
But like, if I sit upstairs and watch this game, or I don't have a lucky seat, but if I did and I sat in that, no matter where I sit, I will not alter the outcome of the game.
I'm not suggesting I do either, I guess. I'm
but
just
a lot of
telling
people
you I'm
do that, right? You've seen a lot of people like, I got to
wear the lucky underwear.
I got to move my seat. I got to move over to the other seat.
Sure.
In the history of watching never once did I have to move a seat and change so Bryan Bulaga could play better. At no point did that ever happen. So, and maybe if it should have, Brian, I'm wrong, and I apologize. But at no point did I have. So
You're
I just
good.
watch.
You're good.
And then what happens at the end is like what happened a couple weeks ago. Then I'm just wrecked, and I sit and watch. I get a little Leo Mazzoni in me, I guess. And I rock, but I sit and watch and hope for the best, but I can't do anything about it. And then afterwards, I steam.
I was going to say we should be expecting at least one angry text at some point tonight from John Anderson.
Right when that happens. But it's just I sit and watch and just like, what are they? But it's kind of like I watch like anybody else who. Like when you go to a restaurant, right? Like you're happy to send, I complain about this, but when it comes to you right, you just pay the bill and leave. So, I reserve the right to do some of that. But in the end, I just sit and watch. And like you said, and then what happens a couple of weeks ago, I just sit and gape and still angry about how that can happen. How do you even let it come down to Dobbs dropping an onside kick? And after that, how do you not make a play? But maybe I'm resigned to the fact that this isn't going to go well, but I think they're going to be all right, and I hope they are. And if not, then the Bear fans will be like the Lions fans last year. Oh, we're the best thing. We're ready to go. And 2 years later, you're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
More than anything, I'd kind of like to see Ben Johnson get a little comeuppance for Wyatt. And I don't know what's between he and LaFleur, but there's got to be something, or you wouldn't just keep taking shots at that guy. Yep. We play our players, and so I don't know what that is, but I would like him. He seems to be a bit he seems to be full of himself, and no matter who those people are, I kind of wish for them to get a little of that sent back to him.
He's running a trick play tonight, by the way, right?
Of course.
Like
he loves to get
hopefully on 4th and 1. From the 4th and 1 or 4th and goal, and he decides how smart he is. He and LaFleur every once in a while got to show you how deep the playbook is. That's when you're like, hey, right? Would you say, Brian, that you were early on, you were the run guy? Why don't we just run behind that guy? That seems to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's just quarterback sneak behind Jerry Kramer and get the hell out of here.
Just want to throw it out there, fellas. We've got some pregame shoving going on at Soldier Field between pretty much the entirety of both rosters at center field, right in the middle of the field.
Good.
They call it midfield in football.
50-yard line.
Yeah, the 50-yard line, midfield, center field. It is the center of the field, in my defense.
Oh, my goodness.
Jury out there?
Okay, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm nervous. My armpits are very sweaty.
Yeah, you're showing a little of it.
Thanks, John. Appreciate the support, buddy. Yeah, this has been fun for me.
I'm not the one that jumped on that.
Yeah, you're right. Gabe, thoughts? We got 3 minutes left in the program. Talk.
The guy beat me to it, but otherwise.
Kind of wish you would have gotten in on the fun, but look, I mean, I think this is, you had talked about, Blue earlier about, Jordan Morgan. Okay, who knows how he holds up in his first playoff game? There's a lot of that on the other side. And I know it doesn't count for everything, but I know it counts for just a little bit, that playoff experience that the Packers have. And this version of the Packers, they only know games on the road in the postseason. That's all they've ever done as the 7 seed. So I think that's an advantage as well for them going into the game. And if you can jump on them early, look, this is a fan base. We know this as Brewers fans, right? As Brewers fans, we knew in the postseason, somebody kind of jumps on you early, that nervous energy that can exist inside the building. If the Packers jump out early, the way they did in the first couple of games and keep it on them, there's going to be a nervous energy in that building from the Bears fans, and you're going to be able to feel that. So I think getting off to a fast start is going to be big for the Packers. But is Jordan going to have to knock off some rust? I think is kind of the big question of whether or not they're going to be able to do that against a defense that's allowed the Packers to score early in games.
Yeah. You think they win?
I do. I do think ultimately that they do. I think it's going to be close. Like I've been thinking about this all week. I have a hard time imagining either team blowing the other one out.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think it's close and uncomfortable, which is only going to make my armpits sweat more. Yep. Bryan Bulaga, we've got less than 2 minutes to go. I will give you as long as you want of those 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm with everyone else here. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's, like I said to start, I think it's going to be, as we could tell, physical, chippy, very, very intense game. And I think everyone should sit back and enjoy, because I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. And I personally think it's going to come down to how Jordan Love plays at the end, right? Taking time off, and he's the leader of this thing. He's going to steer the boat, and if he plays well, that's why I think Green Bay wins, because I think he is going to play well. I think he's going to play well, and the offensive line, which I'm nervous about without Zack Tom, will hold up enough to let him operate and find guys open, because I think if you get Christian Watson going in the middle of the field where the Bears have given up big plays, we saw last week against Detroit, that's where you can get after them, is in the middle of the field. Run Watson through the middle of the field, let him use his speed, get open, and I think Jordan delivers on time and is really good today. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
Well, here we go. It is almost game time. It's the Packers and the Bears for the third time ever in the postseason. It is the quote-unquote rubber match of the regular season as these two teams split the regular season series. Kickoff on Amazon Prime, Fox 6 locally in Milwaukee, NBC 26 in Green Bay between these two teams. Here we go. Winner advances to the divisional round of the playoffs. Green Bay game night will start immediately following the final whistle with Homer, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, Gary Ellerson, and Jason Wilde. Big thanks to Rob Demovsky and Jason Wilde for joining us throughout. A big thanks to John, Gabe, and Brian for putting up with my shenanigans throughout. This has been Green Bay Game Day.
See you next week.
Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes,